So our channel is dedicated to men's relationship wisdom. Our channel is really dedicated to for three things. It's to attract, identify, and maintain quality relationships
Mhm.
for men. Now, the reason that I think that if you fix men, you really fix the world because they're the leaders of the world. Now, the thing is, it's like who am I? Who is she? And who are we to say all these things? So the story that I'm going to tell you is a little back story of how I ended up in the situation that I am. So me and her have been together for 17 and a half years.
Have fun.
Now, I'm not married. She wanted to get married earlier on,
Mhm.
and then I let her know that in the beginning of the relationship that I didn't want to have kids.
Mhm.
So I felt that it was fair that I let her know what she was getting into.
Mhm.
So I let her know I didn't want to have kids. At that time, I didn't know. I really had a feeling that I didn't want to get married.
Mhm.
So she got to know me and stuff like this, stuff like that, and then eventually got to it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just very iffy about marriage because I see it as a losing proposition.
Mhm.
So I told her, you go, if you really want to be with a man and not the marriage, you would. I go, you have the man, so why do you want the marriage? So we had to go through
The
the
emotions and the
dissecting and stuff
uh-huh.
like that. I go,
Like
look,
the
this
real
is why I
reasons.
let her know and stuff like that. But she was willing to hear
To
me out.
listen.
Well, because she's in love with me, whatever, right? So I let her know, and she says, "Oh, I understand." But he goes, "It's kind of like she gave me almost like an ultimatum, but not really." I go, "Look, if you want to be with a man, who's more important, the man or the marriage? If you want to have marriage, you go, I'm not for you. If you want to be with a man, you already have him. So what do you want to do?"
Mhm.
So she came to her senses, and she says, "You know what? I just want the man. I
Mhm.
want to be with you." And I go, "Oh, okay." So I felt really good about it, and I was like, "Okay, then now I can see me marrying you."
Mhm.
So she was like, "Oh, okay." So I was like, "Okay," gave her hope and stuff like that. She was just like this, and then I was like, "You know what?" Once I thought about it, from that moment on, I just got this bad feeling. I go, "That's just not
Mhm.
who I am.
Yeah, like
I'm
we
not
looked
being
into it.
authentic to
Mhm.
myself."
Yeah, we looked into it and we talked about it.
Hmm.
And both of us, even like during that time, I think we were like supposedly, you could kind of say engaged for maybe like a year
Hmm.
or two.
Hmm.
But during that time, I even started getting like the sense that this isn't right for us.
Hmm.
But you were the one that was able to like voice it and bring it to the forefront. So once you brought it up, then it was easier to like
So,
move through because
right.
I agree with everything that we had discussed. I did. I got the sense and I knew that marriage wasn't meant for us.
Okay. So after all that stuff, it's like, how did we come to that thing?
Mhm.
So when I was young, I heard this thing that the direct correlation to your most satisfaction or happiness or whatever you want to call it in life is the quality of relationships that you have,
Mhm.
and the one that affects you the most is your romantic partner.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, if that's the thing that affects you the most, then I'm gonna concentrate on that aspect the most. If I'm gonna be a master or an expert of anything, I'm gonna be a master and expert at relationships, and the ones that were romantic were the ones I looked into more.
Mhm.
So I looked at other people and I saw a lot of good men that are being taken for granted. They do everything, they give her everything that she wants. He doesn't get respected. He doesn't get
Appreciated.
appreciated. He doesn't get fulfilled inside the bedroom, or he doesn't get respected outside. And I saw this common thing.
Mhm.
So that's when I knew that it was like usually it's a power dynamic shift when people get married. A lot of men are real good, but the woman is not wise enough
To
to
recognize.
appreciate and respect the man, even though he's doing what he said he was going to do.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean he has to do.
Right.
It's a privilege, and a lot of women do not respect the man.
And not just that, but I think a lot of times women are kind of put in a position, like you just said, that power shift.
Hmm.
And it almost becomes like so much of a temptation that it's really hard for her not to take the man for granted because she has
Hmm.
that kind of leverage and power in the relationship.
Hmm.
And that's where you, like you said, most women are not wise enough to recognize that
Right.
what all the man does is still a privilege.
So when you give a woman power, you're putting them in a situation where they can abuse it easy.
Mm-hmm.
And what you want to do is not put them in a situation where they can leverage your power and use it against you, even if that's not what their intention. If you
Mm-hmm.
take any person, you give them enough power
And
and they don't
enough
have to,
temptation.
and there's no consequences, he's going to become a tyrant. He's going to become like, you have to be somebody like Marcus Aurelius, where
Mm-hmm.
they had a lot of power and they did not abuse their power. So it takes a lot of discipline. So a lot of people and things are not bad people, but they're put into a situation where they take advantage of people and they'll come up with narratives to justify their bad behavior. And that's what marriage does, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, it does to a lot of couples. So they're very in love with each other and then it turns sour. And I saw the connection. That's why it's like no matter what, I can't get married. He goes, if you want marriage, just find somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the things that I saw, and that I read relationship books. I studied them, I watched and witnessed them, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to be that guy.
Hmm.
So I noticed that's why I don't have kids. As soon as I turned 18, when it was legal, I did research and I got a vasectomy because I didn't want somebody else to have that power over my kids.
Hmm.
So there's other ways that I recommend, but that's just personal choice. If you really want to have kids without being so compromised of how to raise them, you really need to select a woman that is really, really devoted to you
Hmm.
and devoted to kids. Because if she's devoted to you, doesn't mean she's a good parent, and doesn't mean I'm a good parent. So parenting is a whole different game.
Hmm.
And I would recommend probably different cultures where you have a better way of setting it up to raise your kids, or just get a surrogate if you can afford it.
Hmm.
Have somebody else to have your kids and you have full custody, because a lot of women abuse the power of the kids, and a lot of women have kids from men that they don't want so that they get provision for the rest of their life.
Hmm.
It's a dark world out there.
Hmm.
So when I went through that and I studied relationships and all that stuff, when I was young, I was already looking. And what happens, whatever you look into a partner, wherever you at are in life, that's what you're going to attract.
Hmm.
So if you want somebody to be in shape, if you want somebody to be responsible, if you want somebody to be held accountable, if you want somebody to be intelligent or so forth, you have to do those things first to attract those things, because you're going to attract what you are, basically.
You're gonna kind of find like the reflection of yourself in
That's
a
right.
sense. So,
So it's kind of like, okay, we've been together for that long. I didn't want kids. I don't want to get married. And I was very true to who I am. Now, I believe we live in a modern society where it's okay to be like somebody of the same sex. Like, people don't discount that. Like, if a guy likes another guy,
hmm,
they're like, fine, that's fine. Society
let's
accepts
accept
it.
it.
But when a guy wants more than one girl, it's not accepted. So
Mhm.
sometimes I even have conversations with people that are in the gay community or bisexual, and they're like, I'm the other way. You guys are gay, or you could be gayer, but I'm straight. I'm straighter, and then I'm honest with it. I like more women.
Mhm.
I like to have quality relationships. I think women are wonderful. Why would I just want one? And if you have a quality relationship like I do with her, why would I just want one?
Mhm.
And that's me being honest. I was like, look, I don't want to cheat on you. I want to have multiple relationships with my girls, and my girls. And if they want to be with other men, I'm not going to prohibit that. But if I'm going to take a status, it goes, look, I'm the leader. A leader can have many followers,
Mhm.
but a follower cannot have many leaders. So if you want to date some other men and stuff like that, that's your choice. But I'm not going to be your main guy.
Mhm.
So you can do that, but I'm not going to be your main guy.
You're not gonna get all of the privileges that come along
That's right.
with being the main man, with being the
Exactly.
leader. Mhm.
So it's like, I'm not going to be your provider and then have somebody else be the lover.
Mm-mm.
I'll be your lover and have somebody else be the provider if we're going to play that game.
Mhm.
So there's no a submissive can't have two dominants.
No.
And a dominant can have more than one submissive.
Right.
So as long as the sun can have many planets rotating, sun can have many planets
Mhm.
rotating them, but a lot of planets can't have multiple suns.
Right.
So that's the way I look at it. That's the way I express it. I don't hide it. I look for quality relationships. That's
Mhm.
what I'm into it. A lot of the guys confuse it. We're like, oh, you say you're going for quality relationships, so you're really after the sex. After you get sex, like, if you have a quality relationship, sex comes with it, guys.
It's a byproduct. Yeah.
It's a byproduct. So you might as, if you're messing around with somebody and it's all sex, you're actually
Doing
spending
more.
time not looking for that quality relationship.
Mhm.
So you need to filter out
And a
those
lot of
things.
times you end up wasting your own time with the wrong person, and then you do a lot more damage than good in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so there is some aspects to um, just attraction, pure attraction, lust,
Mhm.
or just for
Physical purposes.
the physical.
or-
Yes,
Mhm.
there are just for those things. But the main thing is, me and her have been together for 17 and a half years. My end is open,
Mhm.
and she's has accepted that,
Right. I'm a willing participant.
willing participant, and she's not bisexual.
Mm-mm.
She's not doing all that stuff. So she's just with me.
Yes.
And
I've picked
then,
my leader.
right.
And that's who I want.
Okay,
And I'm
so
not bisexual.
exactly.
Yeah,
So it's the frame that you create. The more
Mhm.
honest you are, you're gonna attract the people that are okay with it. It's not an easy process, but it does take that authentic self off. Like, I'm being myself. I don't have to hide it. I'm not one of those guys where if I check out a girl, the girl's like, hey, what are you looking at? Blah blah. Yeah, if I go talk to a girl, she's not on my
I
case
don't get
about it.
jealous. I'm not
Right.
insecure in that way. And if anything, I see girls sometimes where I'm like, ooh, that might be a good candidate.
That's
Go
right.
check that.
So it's like hard to prove that you're successful in relationship, because the only one that really knows if you're a winner or not is yourself.
Mhm.
So like, a lot of relationships on camera, they seem wonderful, and then they broke up, and or they're cheating, and they're this and they're that, and I think that they're not honest. Like, there's a thing where, like, gay couples have really good relationships because they lay it out on the table.
Yeah, they
They're
discuss
like,
everything
they discuss
because there's
everything.
no
Yes.
like what is it, like a
Covert contracts is
there's
what they
no
say.
yeah, there's no covert contracts, but also there's not like this history of how that relationship should look like.
Right.
So they dictate their own terms. And so they get to figure it out. And if you think about it, a lot of the gay couples, especially on the male side, they have multiple partners. They have one committed relationship, but they accept
But
each other for who they are.
but they
But
accept the conditions.
that's what I
It's
mean.
on the table
Right.
since the
They
beginning.
talk about it.
Right.
Right.
So there's no surprises. Like
Mhm.
if you're true with the person that you're with, it's easier to attract because you're compromising less. The
Mhm.
reason that we get in trouble is that we're trying to have somebody like us because sometimes we have hidden agendas.
Mhm.
Most guys lie to women so that they can get laid, but that's all they want to do is get laid.
Right.
If you want to get with a woman for long term, believe me, being laid is not a concern. It's really you're placing a bet on the person that they can keep a relationship with you. That's what you're really doing. You're placing a bet and be like, this person is going to be able to maintain a relationship with me.
Mhm.
Means that the girl is going to do what they can to preserve the relationship. A girl's duty is to keep the guy,
Mhm.
and the guy's duty is to attract the woman to be interested
Right.
in him,
Mhm.
to get the girl interested. And that's the game that's going on.
Right.
So if you're a man that can attract a lot of women, that means you have a lot of qualities, and those qualities are the ones that the women are
The women are
attracted to.
attracted to.
So there's guys that just in it for sex. What
Mhm.
do they attract? There's mainly gold diggers. There's an exchange.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like what kind of person you want to attract is a person you have to become.
Mhm.
So you guys can follow us and see our trajectory, see what we do. And the thing is that we break it down to those three things. What do you have to be as a man to attract the right person?
Mhm.
And then once you attract, you have to be a good fisherman. Once you get all the fishes in, then you have to know which to identify, how to
Mhm.
identify. And we talk about
Which one
that.
to select?
And then
Yeah.
we talk about the maintenance part. The maintenance part, once you do the hard work in the beginning and the attraction and identifying, the maintenance becomes real easy. It's like if you get rich once, it's easier to maintain. If you get in shape once, it's easier to maintain.
Mhm.
But most of us are not in shape, or most of us are not wealthy, and it takes a lot of work in the front end
Mhm.
to attract money or to attract a good
A physique.
habits
Mhm.
to do a physique so we can identify what we need to do to maintain that. So we talk about those three things: attraction, identification, and
Maintenance.
maintenance. So all of that part is all that we talk about, and I talk about it how I did it.
Right.
So
through
I'm
our
trying to
experience.
recreate it again. So sometimes I heard this quote. He goes, "Sometimes like bad boys are they are
Fools in a wise man's land.
yeah they're exactly thank you baby
Mhm.
they're fools in a wise man's land." That
Mhm.
means that they get the girl that everybody wants, but they don't know how they did it.
Mhm.
So the thing is to recreate it. How can you recreate another relationship? And that's my mission also. It's like, okay, I got one quality relationship. I'm fishing for another one.
Right.
So I have to also do that again. But now that's on top of another layer. It's easier, I think, when you don't have a girl, trying to attract a girl when you already have a girl.
Right.
In some aspects, and there's some aspects that's a lot easier because you have social proof and all these things.
Mhm.
So that's what our channel is dedicated to. We want to help men to
Yes.
find those attractive quality relationships, and there's some aspects that needs to be understood as you go through your journey in life that you need to realize things about women. So
Mhm.
that's what we talk about on this channel. To get an overview, my name is Israel.
I'm Amber.
Okay, so my nickname there is Judge Mayhem because I'm very big proponent of prevention. Prevention is the thing. So you always, that's why I say you always have to judge mayhem. You always have to prepare for the worst and
Worst.
hope for the best. And
Mhm.
that's what she always tells me. And that's the precautionary that I do. So that's why I don't marry. That's why I don't have kids because I'm judging mayhem of the worst case scenario. So
Mhm.
the best thing to do is avoid war in the first place. Even though maybe you can be skilled at war or battle, it's like
But the true winner is the
the
one
art
that
of
avoids
war,
it.
yeah, the true winner is the one that avoids it and then he gets what he wants.
Mhm.
So that's what I believe. This is what this channel is about.
So what do
So
you think?
follow us on our journey and thank you. Subscribe, share it, all those good stuff.
Thank you.